kicking and screaming, fighting, yelling, and biting, maybe once or twice a day even. You have to fill out reports and all this crazy stuff. But it's just daycare, right? The good and the bad of childcare. First, we're going to talk about the misconceptions and why everybody's so afraid to take their children to daycare. Then, we're going to talk about the social benefits and why you should take your children to daycare. And also, the learning curve that lasts all the way into high school if you take your children to daycare. First, the misconceptions. There's abuse, which everybody's so scared about. That's all you hear about daycares, right? But you never hear any of the good things. Then you hear about the quality of care. You never know the quality of care before you go. You don't know what's happening to your child while you're gone. You only know what you see while you're there, when you're dropping them off or picking them up even. Or maybe when you go on a tour. And then the underpaid employees. You pay so much money to take your children to daycare. $195 for a 3-month-old every week for 9 hours a day. That's insane. You think, oh, they're paying for food and everything. But really, you're buying diapers and wipes and bringing in food for your child unless they're over the age of 2 and eat normal food. But really, their employees only make $19,000 a year on average. A janitor makes more money than that. That's crazy. They make like $10 an hour, and they put in all of the work. This was found on the New Republic. Now we're going to talk about the social benefits. You should take your children to daycare because some children that don't go to daycare, they don't gain confidence, and they don't per se make great friends, so they can be socially awkward, which is not always a possibility. Or it's always a possibility, but it's not always the case. According to horizoneducationcenters.org, you find lots of great things when you take your children to daycare, as taking turns, sharing, maybe even problem solving, and who doesn't want a friend or two that they've known since they were even in school before they were in school. Also, teamwork. When they're in playing time, as they call it, they are maybe even cooperating, building a castle with shaped blocks. Now we're going to talk about the learning curve. The learning curve in children throughout, while they're in daycare, takes effect all the way until they're in high school. When they're at daycare, they begin to read and write, trace letters and numbers. There's a curriculum that some daycares set, where every week there's a different topic of the week. And then there's a number or letter and a color or a shape. So say throughout the week, it's circus week. You're doing crafts and everything. Say the letter's 3 and the shape is a triangle. You do activities based on triangles with popsicle sticks, and they trace triangles and 3s, and they do all kinds of things throughout their morning before lunchtime. They're learning before they're even in school. They talk more because they're socializing with their friends at daycare and listening to their teachers. They know how to pronounce words because they're listening to them more. When they're at home by themselves with maybe one other person, they're not getting to know all of the words, and they don't know how to pronounce them correctly, which could lead to speech impediments and speech problems throughout school. They learn life lessons on how to cooperate with others, maybe even, as I said before, sharing, teamwork, And all while learning and being social, while hopefully avoiding the misconceptions. They're having so much fun. Some kids love to go to daycare. At first, when they first go, it might be a little rough, a lot of crying because they've never gone before and they miss their mom. According to Reuters.com, all of these things make your child strive. Now, we're going to recap just a little. We talked about the misconceptions, the abuse, the quality of care, and the underplayed employees. Would you leave your child with someone that didn't want to be there, that didn't care? A lot of these employees are children, or not children, but adults that are right out of high school or in college, because if you're 35 and have a family, $10 an hour isn't going to cut it. Then you have the social benefits, which we all have. Some of us might not have gone to daycare, but some of us might, and that's what helped us in the younger grades. And the learning curve. All the things that we supposedly learned in preschool, we might have known already going into preschool and not had to have go to preschool because we already learned it in daycare. In conclusion, I am pro daycare, of course, where taking your child to daycare may have some downfalls or misconceptions because that's all you hear, but you never hear about the good things that go on in daycares. So now you know. Thank you.